Hello again, it's John with Traveler's Farm, and today I'm going to be repairing my cup holder in my Panamera. Alright, so I'll just give you a walkthrough. Here's the piece that broke. You see the tiny little pin there, and here's where it goes. I laid a thumbtack there to see how well it would work for fitment. Just standard thumbtack. Used that along with a piece of blue plastic that I got from just hardware. Had it in the basement. It's an electrical box cover. Worked out nicely. And here I laid down the original piece. Then clamped it down. Then did a little bit of tracing around it just to get the design. And doesn't have to be exact. A lot of room in there. And here's what I used for my grinding the Dremel. And just used a little cutting bit. Just hacked it out, big square, and then I've used a couple of different bits. Just you can see there the little stone bit, just to shape it, and also put the little hole with the two little notches in it. This way it attaches. That's you gotta have that sort of shape. Then sanded it down, smoothed it up, and put a small hole for a thumbtack with a little bit of clearance. That way it was set lower, more flush. And in the video coming up, you'll see a repeat pretty much of this, just a quick rundown of it. I just did the voiceover just to clarify. All right, so a quick rundown on my procedure I've used to do a repair on my cup holder for my Panamera. On inspection, after I finally got it out, this guy was cracked and the pin was missing. You see the hole there for the pin. Just had a small metal pin surrounded by plastic. So I tried to glue it back using acetone. Acetone melts ABS, but several attempts never really seemed strong enough to trust to put back in. So I found just an electrical box cover. I'm not even sure, it's not noted what type of plastic it is. It's marginally flexible, still rigid, so hopefully it will work. And cut a piece out, similar shape. End it down where it fits. It's got a tab that it slides under. Also using a thumbtack as a pin, just to give a little bit of rigidity to the back of it. That way it has a base, and just took out a little material here. That way it would be recessed a little bit, and just make sure the clearance was good. Would have preferred to use epoxy, but got some crazy glue. It's not the best for some of these plastics, but we'll see how it does. So my plan is drop the pin thumbtack in, and you'll notice normal thumbtack, the one that I ended up using, I flattened it out a bit, lost the curved shape of the head, and shortened it down. I'll just slide it into place. Do a couple of clamps on it just to give a little bit of support. Squeeze it down really good, that way it sits into the recess. And to take out the extra slack from the recess that the pin slides in, just took a spray tube just from a can of brake cleaner. and trimmed off a tiny piece. Fits right over top of the thumbtack. Trying to think how to do this without gluing myself to it. So to get the shape, I did use a Dremel. I had this piece, so we have the crazy glue on it that just dripped on it. I had this piece intact, trace out the outline. Has a circle with a couple of wings. The peg that goes in, once you place it, the peg goes in and captures it, keeps it from falling off. So I just mimicked that the best I could. It's my presumption that it is finished up. So that is my final piece. Not the prettiest, but we will see if it will work. All right, after looking at my final piece, I decided, well, I don't think it's finished. Just having this small pin holding the door closed, it's a bit of leverage on it, so I thought I would find something to put around it just to give it a little bit more stability. So searching, I have no washers that small, so I did find a crimp connector, just a regular red crimp connector, cut the end off of it, and then started trimming down. First piece is a bit too tall. Second piece looks like it may work out better. Just took my razor, sit down on top of it, and just rolled it back and forth. So I'll pull that guy off, I'll slide it right on there, glue it in place, and see how that works. The mechanism. My piece will sit right in here. It's got a pin comes up from the bottom side to lock it in place. So it will sit just like that. It's captured under a tab on this side. And this little roundabout is what makes it all work. So just the design of it, whenever you close the door, it rolls up, connects into the upper loop on the left, and locks. When you push down, it just falls back down onto the center section and glides over to the right side. And once it's over to the right side with that little push, you let go and it rolls back up. So the tolerance isn't super tight, but it does look like I have clearance with that new washer. So I'll glue that down, let everything dry up, and put it back together, see what we have. Cup holder is fixed for the time being. Not sure how long it will last, but I have hopes it'll last for a while. Seems to be pretty sturdy. Roll it up. And it catches. I think the size of my pen is off just a fuzz. Not sure if I need to go larger or smaller. Could be my grease I put in there. Not sure what grease they had it from the factory with, but I had just a thinnish dielectric grease is what I used on it. And just to try to get more support, I went back and re-glued my joints and used baking soda on them. So it should hold up fairly well. Now to put it back in. All right, I'm in the back of the Porsche getting ready to put the cup holder back in. Just I'll take a minute to walk you through how to get the cup holder out. And of course, putting it back in will be reversed. So, wasn't sure how it came out, so didn't think about trying to do any pictures or anything. But cup holder sets here. Come in and just pull on the sides. They do snap out. So one of the clips did fall down in there, but once I got the other clips popped loose, I was able to reach down with my magnet and pull it out. Once you do that, you're going to see 4 screws. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. And logic would tell you, take those 4 screws out, the cup holder will slide on up out of there. But these little lower hooks catch underneath here and here. So it's wedged in between there. And looking at it for a minute, I determined those lower screws, that screw doesn't come out. You have to take the screw out from the side. So to get the screw out from the side, you don't have much room. Can't get a screwdriver in or a ratchet. Really doesn't fit very well. So on my shelf, 10 years ago, maybe 15, Dad bought me a little oddball ratchet set. Not even sure what it's called. Never used it. Well, I've used it, but I never needed to use it. And has different adapters go in it, but does fit the bits into it. So using that, I was able to reach down and pull those screws out. Of course, need a magnet to make sure they don't fall. If they do fall, you have access to get to them, but if they did travel on down and around the corner, over the hill and through the woods, you're not getting them out of there. So I'll put my other clip on here. Just drop it in from the bottom, roll it back into place, screw it down, pop the sides back on, and that should take care of it. Not a difficult job. It's just knowing that those clips, you unscrew from the side of those. So if you're doing this job, leave those 2 bottom screws in, top 2 come out. And I wasn't sure if I needed to. I'm fairly certain I did. The upper side plastic piece, I left the screws in place just so I wouldn't lose them. These screws tighten up into there. Not really a lot of doesn't really do a whole lot there, but I guess combine it with the clips in the front and it keeps that piece nice and snug. But that's all I have for you from the back seat. Won't be able to hold the camera and put this back together, so I'll cut it here and bring you back with the finished product. All right, so job is finished. It wasn't that bad. If I was just going to do a simple pull out and replace, new cup holder, which is what will happen if this fix doesn't work or doesn't last very long, then I would guess maybe 20 to 30 minutes, including getting my tools. Main one is this guy. Name on it is squeeze wrench. I'm not sure if these were one of those TV things or what. Again, this is I think it's a Christmas present for my dad, probably 10, 15 years ago. And you can see from the dust on it, it's just set. But got several different like I said, several different types, size wrenches or sockets, and also several different types of bits, which this adapter, any type of normal bit will fit in it. So now it's time to clean my mess up. Thanks for watching. And just please check out my other videos. Just been doing some work on the Panamera. Also doing a little bit of work on the Volvo and just working around the house. Just check them out. If you see where I could use improvement, please give me a shout. Thanks.